So, hello everyone and welcome. YouTube. Hello everyone and welcome to our December edition of our Nurture exclusive webinar. So, our theme for this month, being the first month in the academy, is creating and nurturing family traditions. So, in the course of the weeks, this is the day 16, we've been having different relationship building tasks, which today we're going to learn more in the area of family traditions. So, I hope you will follow me. All right. So today our theme is strengthening parent-child relationship through family traditions. Learning how we are going to strengthen the parent-child relationship through family traditions. So if you remember, there were things that I don't know about you, but there were some things we did as family, when I was much younger, like story time, like, parents will be outside, children will be running around, in the compound, especially in periods like this holidays. So those were some family traditions where you see families, come out in the compound playing together. It's always fun, and there is a social relationship being built, social relationship skills being built with such, activity. So now we're talking about, the family, your family unit. All right, so let's move on now. What is the aim of us having this, you know, this webinar? What do we hope to achieve? Now, we hope to achieve, helping parents, equipping parents with practical strategies and ideas to create meaningful traditions that fosters a stronger, more loving relationship among family members. Now, this is why we're having this class to help us with practical strategies, because there are many of us that may want to build these traditions, but we do not know how. So here now is the how. Here now is the way you can create meaningful, practical strategies. You can create family traditions. Now, what are family traditions? Someone may ask. They are meaningful practices. Mark those words. They are meaningful practices, they are rituals, they are activities that are passed down from one generation to the next. Meaningful practices. So it means that there are some practices that we're doing as family that are not meaningful, and that children, maybe when they now grow up, they wouldn't want anything to do with such. So it means that it did not bring meaning to their lives. So family traditions are meaningful practices, rituals, and activities passed from one generation to another. Examples of some of these meaningful practices are holiday activities. They are birthdays, how birthdays are celebrated in your family, and so many others, which we're going to be looking at in the course of this, webinar. Now, why are these family traditions and rituals important? Someone might want to ask. Now, they help to provide a sense of belonging and identity to family members. Now, when these activities are done, there are things that it it makes the children proud to say, "Oh, in my family, this is what we do," and it gives them that identity that this is me and this is what I do in my family. So that sense of identity, that sense of belonging is there. That in our family, this is what we do. Now, it creates continuity and connection to the past. Now, to the past, we're not talking about, our great grandparents. No, to the past, as in things that are being done in that family, from time to time. So there's continuity, there's connection to the family. So even when children are grown and are out of the home, they still remember, those family traditions, and it brings memories to them. It creates sweet memories. All right. Another importance is that it fosters togetherness amongst family members. So you see where the children are saying, this person is not here, we cannot do this. There was a time when we started this journey. So I was telling my children that we were going to have a family meeting. And one of my daughters asked me, Mommy, is daddy going to be a part of this family meeting? I said, well, I don't know. If your daddy is around, he will join us. And do you know what she said? She said that if daddy is not around, then it is not a family meeting. You get that? So it fosters togetherness amongst family members. So I want us to really take this, serious. I want us to, take it serious and see how we can implement traditions in your family as much as you can. Now, it's also a way of passing down values, customs, and traditions to future generations. Now, you'll find out that some of these traditions that you're going to be doing in your family and building in your family and nurturing in your family, what happens is that some of your children will carry them along. Some of your children will build on it, if not all. They will build on these traditions. And what happens? It has been passed down from your generation to your child's generation. And that is the aim. All right, it provides a sense of comfort, security, and predictability. So wherever your child is, they will be able to say, this is what obtains in my home. Oh, by this time, we will be doing this type of thing in my home. Whether the child is there or not, the child can predict. Why? Because the activity has been going on, for as long as, the child can remember. So the benefits, the importance of these family traditions and rituals cannot be overemphasized. It is, it's a blessing in disguise if you can actually, you know, engage in this activity. Now, what are the benefits of family tradition on child development? How does it help the development of your child? How does it help the parent-child relationship? So that is what we want to look at now. Now, family tradition improves the social skills of your children. Now, children who participate in family tradition, research shows that they tend to have better social skills like communication, like empathy, like cooperation. When a child has been exposed to this family tradition, like a birthday, family birthday celebrations, family welcome, party, family dinner time, what happens is that, it boosts your child's level of communication, and it builds empathy in your child. Your child is able to empathize with other family members and even take it outside of the family home. It builds cooperation amongst family members. Like what I said, when my daughter was talking about the father joining the family meeting. Okay. Now, it increases self esteem. So, research has also shown that children develop a sense of pride and self worth through family traditional activities. So if you want your child to develop, the way he or she ought to develop, then what you want to do is help the child, you know, build family traditions, build, family rituals where every member of the family they are involved in. Another benefit is that it creates better emotional regulation, and which helps them to be able to manage and regulate their emotions, thereby reducing stress and anxiety. So research says that children whose home practice family traditions and they are consistent with it, their children are better able to manage and regulate their emotions. So their emotions are not here and there, they are not stressed, they are not anxious for nothing, just simply by these family traditions. So you see how it's helping the development of your child. And also, it builds a stronger parent child relationship. And you know that in the academy, this is the key, building a stronger parent child and also family relationship where parents have the opportunity to bond together with their family, to share experiences together, and generally having quality time together. These are the rituals, these are the family traditions that build, a stronger parent child relationship and also cultural identity and heritage. Now, this helps your child to develop a sense of cultural identity and heritage, which can be an important part of their self concept. This family tradition, it helps, to build cultural identity, helps the child to be able to identify with your family, to say, okay, this is my family and this is what we are known for. This is who we are. So when something else is going to 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 get your child's attention, he or she is able to say that no, in my family we don't do this. This is not what my family is known for. Is that okay? So you hear your child actually saying this, that in my family we don't do that. My daughters were telling me on Sunday after church service how somebody was asking them, of course, one of their friends in church was asking them, say, this your hair, is it your Christmas hair? And my children said, I don't know what is Christmas hair. I only made my hair for my, event in school. Now, why was she able to say that? Because that has been built in them. The culture, our culture does not permit that. So, and they already know. So it is now their identity and their heritage, they are carrying it on. So these are some of the ways that family traditions help to build, develop child development in your child and build a stronger parent-child relationship. Now let's move on. I hope you are actually learning something, from this class. All right, so let's look at examples of family traditions. Now, you may not be able to do all at once, but one thing that intentional parents do is that they pick one or two that they can run with. So don't get yourself overwhelmed that, oh, I want to do all these traditions. Now, as much as we want us to do all these traditions, you will be overwhelmed. So just take it one at a time. So look at all the various traditions. The list is exhaustive. This is not all the list. So, but we just have to highlight some of these ones. And some of them we already started, in our daily relationship building task. So we have family meal or family dinner. So either way, anyone you can do, just try to make sure that once in a week or twice in a week, as much as your time can permit you, the family eats together. It has become a culture in my home that once in a week at most we eat together. Now, it's gradually moving to other days. But that one day that we have assigned that this is family dinner time, we try as much as possible to keep to it. And we try as possible to, make it look unique. And as the day goes by, we are improving on that. And eventually it can, be moved to other days. So family meal time, in those days, I remember that, family eats together. Some eat in a big bowl, some may be eating in their different plates, but together. But because of, the busy schedule of that people have today, so this some are even eating on the road, some are eating in the car, some are eating while going to their cars. No. So make it a point of duty, as a family tradition that the family eats, have a meal together. Bedtime story. So this is another family tradition that you can engage in. Children love it when you tell them story. So our activities, it is well, God will actually help us. Our activities are so cumbersome. I used to do that a long time ago, and I try once in a while to also do it, but I'm going to try to make it more often. Okay, bedtime story is a game changer. If you want your children to sleep early, then bedtime story will actually help them, especially if they are much younger. Then when we started this bedtime routine, I noticed that sometimes as I'm even reading the story, before you know, they have slept and they look forward to that story time. So you can also make it as part of your family routine traditions. Also, you also have game night. So game nights can come daily, fortnightly, weekend, as much as you can, where the family is playing, games together, especially board games, card games, and all types of games. So whatever it is, Ludo, Scrabble, Monopoly, whatever the game is that you want to play together, conversation starters. I love that conversation starters. When last year I was doing it together with my children, especially with my son. It helps me to know what is in his mind. And those conversation starters, they are a game changer. I tell you that. So you might want to try that with your child. Also, annual camp meeting. So I'm going to run because our time is running. Annual camp meeting. So encourage your children to go for camp meetings. Your house is too small to contain your children. They must go out. That is the truth about everything. They must go out. So when the earlier we make it, we structure it and get it planned, the better for us. What I find not really interesting is when children leave their parents house for the first time going to the university. No, it is not right. As intentional parents, we should not do that. So we must plan for activities that will take our children out of our house, even while they are under our roofs. And camp meetings uh, 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 are one of the best ways to actually do that. Then vacations, plan vacations for the family. Don't stay in your house from January till December. No, plan vacations. Yes, it's going to cost money, so you don't need to go far all the time. So plan with somewhere close, maybe 2 days, maybe 3 days, as much as you can. But make sure the family goes on a vacation, to relieve the family of so of the stress of the year is very important. This is one of the things that the white men or the Americans, they do, and we say they are wasting money. No, they are not. They are actually gaining more, because they are going to be relaxed, they're going to be refreshed, they're going to be coming, with a greater energy back to the work. So that's why vacations are important family traditions that we must invite. Movie night, movie day, playing music, singing, dancing. This is one event that I also like, where we play music and family members are just dancing off. I shared one video of our family dance time on my Facebook page some time ago, so you might want to get that and also watch. Gardening is another family tradition. This is something I'm seeing what I can actually do to put it get my children involved with it. Although our compound is, cemented, but there are modern ways of gardening now, using containers, using, even nylon bags. So that I'm thinking how I'll actually do that. Birthdays, how are birthdays going to be celebrated in your home? Now, you don't need the whole crowd to celebrate birthdays or to make it memorable. So you can do it in a small way, but everybody is happy. Your child is happy. You are happy. Okay. So think of how you're going to make it a tradition in your home. Graduation, how is graduation going to be celebrated? It's going to be marked in your home. What about anniversary? What about welcoming when somebody travels and is coming back? How will the person be welcomed? How will the person be received? All these are traditions you can start. What about Christmas? How is Christmas going to be celebrated in your home? Easter and other specialized holidays. What about visit to the orphanage? What about gift sharing? How are all these, you know, going to be a tradition in your home? So pick one or two that you're going to run with in this new year. Okay. Now, let's start creating meaningful family traditions. How do we do that? How do we do that? Now, we do that, number one, by identifying your family's values and interests. Now, we are just starting, we have not created our family values. We're going to do that. So, identify your family's values and interests. And in doing that, you want to answer this question. Once you are able to answer these questions, then you are now able to create meaningful family traditions. What are your family's core values? What are your family's core values? What is important to your family? Is it respect? Is it kindness? Is it honesty? Is it excellence? Is it a spirituality? Is it responsibility? What is important to your family? So begin to ask yourself this question and begin to write them down. Don't just say it in your head, write it down, okay? What are your family's interests and hobbies? What are the things that people in the family like? Sports, music, entertainment, wrestling. Okay, wrestling is under entertainment. What are your family's interests? So put that. Now, it's important to ask this question because, some of them may be your children's interests and they should be put into consideration when, deciding on meaningful family traditions. Okay. All right. What are your family's cultural background? Where is your family coming from? What are your family's beliefs? Now, we're not talking, when we talk about this cultural background, we're not necessarily talking about, your the village where you come from. We're talking about your own family. What are your family's beliefs? What are the cultures that, your family holds dear that you want to continue? The culture of cleanliness, the culture of education, the culture of entrepreneurship. What do you want? What's your background? What are your family's favorite pastimes? and activity. What do your family do when they want to, just relax? What are the things they do? So put that into consideration. Now you want to create your own family traditions. And how are you going to do that? You want to make it interactive and hands-on. Interactive in the sense that your children are involved. Something that your children are actually going to be engaged in, not something you just put on paper. Okay, all right. And also you want to look at involving family members in the planning and decision making process. So it's not just about you, it's about everyone in the family, except your family, the children in the family are very young, or you have not yet started your own family. But we have people in the group who do not yet have their own family, but will soon be having their family. All right, so you want to, if you don't have a family yet, then start the planning process yourself. Then when your family eventually come, you involve them in it. Then schedule family tradition in your family calendar. Schedule it. Let it not just be in your head, but let it also be on paper for everyone to see. Then also be consistent and make family traditions a regular routine in the family. Be consistent. Now, for intentional parents, consistency is key. Consistency is key. So schedule it, write it down. The Bible says, write the vision and make it plain so that they that see it will do what? They will run with it. So let it not just be in your head, okay, my family, we're going to do this, my family, we're going to do that. Let your children know, let your spouse know that this is what the family is running with. Okay? So this is how you can actually create your own family traditions. And I'm going to send us a workbook. I'm going to send us a workbook on on how you can actually create your family traditions. Okay, so make it easy. Now, there are challenges that may make us not, you know, run with these family traditions. What are some of these obstacles? What are some of these challenges? Time, busy schedule. Most of the time, most of the song most parents sing is, I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time. But please, for you to do this, you must find time. Oh. So busy schedule of parents going to work, some even work outside of their environment. It can actually be an obstacle to making family traditions work. Conflicting interests. Oh, running out of time. Okay, our time will soon go off. So running out of conflicting interest might also make the family traditions not to work. Lack of motivation, changing family dynamics. As the children grows, as some are going to school outside of the home, so this can actually be a challenge. Then also financial constraints can also be a challenge. Financial constraint can be a challenge. All right. So, what do you do to overcome this challenge? Schedule tradition into your family calendar, like we said before. Then start small. Start where you are. Start small. Start where you are. Then involve all family members. Be flexible. As the children grows, you see, as you do engage in the activities. Look at what is working and look at what is not working. Then you adjust. So it must not be, oh, like this, and is a casting stone. No. So be flexible. Okay, be flexible. Then make it a habit. Make it a habit to, whatever you decide that you want to do. So if you decide that you want to have a family meal time, then make it consistent, make it a habit. So no matter how small, maybe you're not able to meet up, just try to do something and let it be written that, oh, family dinner or family meal time happened today. Oh, our family outing happened today. Even if it is just biscuits that the family members are going to get, just ensure that it happens. Make it a habit. Be open to change, because as you look at what is happening, you look at what is working and what is not working, or your children are coming up with suggestion, your hobby is coming with suggestion. Be open to change. It must not be your way or the highway. No. Be open to change. Then create new traditions. So as you see, as you go along the journey, there might be need for change. There might be need for new things. So you create new traditions as occasion demand. Okay. Then pass the tradition to the next generation. Pass the tradition to the next generation. So let this tradition that you are building, let this tradition that you are creating, let it not end with you. Okay? Pass it on to your children and let them in turn pass it to the next generation. Is that not how traditions are passed? Is that not how we met traditions? Yes, that was how we met traditions. All right, so that is what I want us to do. We have seen the obstacles and we have seen the strategies we can use to overcome them. All right, so I have these few questions for you. What family traditions are you going to start today? So I want you to put it in the group chat that in my family we're going to be start this tradition. Or like for those of you who were with us last year, some of the traditions you have started, let us know. Let us know in the group chat, okay? Then how often will you practice this tradition? Like for us, we have family dinner and we have it once a week. So sometimes when we're eating together any other day, you hear my children say, Mommy, are we having family dinner? Because all of us are eating together. Okay. So how often will you practice this tradition? Then who will be involved in this tradition? Who will be involved? So sometimes I involve my children. I said, okay, as I've finished cooking, or yeah, you set the table. Okay, you cut the fruits, you know, everybody is involved. Oh, did you hear the children saying, Daddy, bring this for our family dinner? And Daddy will actually bring this. So everyone is involved. So who will be involved in this tradition that you are starting? Then what resources are you going to need to make this tradition happen? So I want you to look at this question and answer them, honestly. Okay. So, and remember, start from where you are and start small. If you wait till you get everything, you may really not start. So start this tradition and take note of the activities we're doing in the group, the relationship building tasks we're doing. It starts from there. So you can pick anyone and say, okay, this one I am going to be doing this one from today. Okay. All right. So we're going to end here. So if you have any question, if you have any area you are not clear with, please feel free to drop it in the group chat. Okay. I remain your host, Fortune Wani, and it is my pleasure having you on this call. So until I see you, till I come your way next time, I remain Fortune Wani. See you next time. Bye bye. Let me stop sharing.